Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. What's going on, guys? Now, one video that I've been wanting to make for a little bit now. It's an interesting video, and I know, and the thing is, I haven't made it in a while. I haven't made it as quickly as I wanted to because I know that nobody's gonna touch on it because it has to do with women's boxing, and most of you guys don't even pay attention to women's boxing. But that's why my channel's be different because I'm gonna try to separate. I'm gonna try to actually actively cover women's boxing as hard as that is because a lot of the fights don't get televised, but. Um, I was thinking of one thing that kind of confused me about women's boxing is like a lot of these weight classes. You don't know a lot of the girls, and I'm still learning about the weight classes and the fighters, the top fighters in the name weight classes, and I've been trying to figure out what are like the big fights that could happen in women's boxing. And one fight that came to mind, and this came to my mind when I watched the last Claressa Shields fight. She was when she fought Sylvia Sesbados, the chick from Hungary, and she TKO'd her. Um, the announcer said something very interesting. They said that Claressa said herself, and I'm gonna ask Claressa this at some point because I was supposed to interview her. They said that she can get down in weight as low as 154, and as we know, Claressa fights at middleweight, so 154 is a she could probably lose that weight. She's still 22, but I'm pretty sure, being that I'm 22, that her metabolism, being a boxer, that she's more in shape than I am. Her metabolism is still fast enough to burn the weight and get down to 154. Now, in regards to the big fight I'm talking about, the matchup, and this is maybe like a year or two from now when Claressa has more fights under her belt, but I think one really interesting matchup would be Cecilia Braekhus versus Claressa Shields. Very, very interesting matchup. I'm going to tell you why I think it's an interesting matchup. Claressa Shields has established herself since women's boxing got instituted in the Olympics in 2012 as undoubtedly, the best amateur women's boxer of all time. 2 gold medals. And she's very skilled, and I think she's going to do a great service to women's boxing, and hopefully she continues to get exposure, and eventually people catch on. But I think at some point in the future, not right now because I don't think she's quite experienced enough. But like I would say in a year or two when she gets to about that 10 fight mark, because she has about 2 or 3 fights, I think, right? 3 fights. What is it? 2 fights? She's got 2 fights right now. So once she gets around that, I'd say 8 to 10 fight mark, I would love to see Claressa Shields get down to 154 and fight Cecilia Braekhus. And the reason being is because from a business standpoint, it just makes so much sense. Number one, Cecilia Braekhus is arguably the greatest women's boxer of all time. I mean, she currently, right now, as it stands, is the only undisputed champion in all of boxing, men or women, any weight class. She currently holds the titles. She holds the WBC, WBA, IBF, WBO, and IBO world title. She's 30-0 with 8 knockouts, and she's a phenomenal boxer. She's done a great service to boxing in her own country of Norway. And I think it'd be great to see Claressa fight Cecilia, because then you can market it as the best women's boxer today, arguably the best of all time, versus the best amateur of all time and the best of America. There's so many ways to market that fight, and as far as from a style standpoint, they both have really polished fighters. Cecilia, incredible footwork. Very, very, very skilled boxer. Claressa has a lot of fine tuning she needs to do, but she's skilled in her own right as well, and I think she's gonna get better with time. And by her 6 or 7 fight, there's no doubt in my mind that Claressa will be a world champion. By at least her 6 fights, she'll have some sort of world title. So with that being said, I think Claressa will be ready for it because of her deep amateur pedigree, and it would also help women's boxing because Claressa's a big star here. Cecilia's a big star overseas. Well, I want to say Claressa's a big star here. She's still working on that, but she's somewhat of a name here. Cecilia is a big star overseas, but she has not really fought in the States. Ironically, the only place she's fought in America was right here in my hometown in Hollywood. She actually fought here in 2007 or 2008 against some girl named Nicole Wood. She fought in Hollywood at the Hard Rock Casino, which is she fought in Dania. She basically fought in Dania, which is where I'm from. So that's really where it begins and ends for Cecilia Braekhus fighting in America, and I think that needs to happen for her. She needs to fight here and just make a name for herself. And I think that would help women's boxing. And same thing for Claressa. It would help her because she'd be fighting a big name in the sport. So I don't know how realistic that is. I would actually have to ask Claressa about it herself, but it's something that they should think about. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Should they fight each other? Would you like to see it? Let me know in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe, and you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just a kid from Dania. So until next time, take care, guys.